The NFL generally is on the run as it relates to the Brian Flores case. Another thing I mentioned on Sunday, and another reason why the hit squad should be showing up any minute now, I shouldn't joke about that. Brian Flores will amend his lawsuit to include a claim against the Texans, arguing that the Texans specifically did not hire him in retaliation for the lawsuit that he filed 2 weeks ago. And it is amazing to me, Chris, the number of online Matlocks who think it's A-OK for a business to shun, to blackball, to retaliate against someone who's had the audacity to try to vindicate their legal rights that have been violated by the employer. They think it's okay. It's amazing. I wonder what these people would do if they got fired from their jobs and then they tried to stand up for themselves and they got shunned and couldn't work in their chosen industry because people are holding it against them that they have the audacity to file a lawsuit. I wonder what those people would do. Would they just lump it and move on? Or would they go talk to a lawyer and pursue their legal rights?
Right,
I'd
and
say
then be up for
99.9% of the people who are complaining about Flores would do the same damn thing and be even more upset about it if it happened to them.
Right. Well, and then go for another job and be a finalist for that job and not get it from somebody who at this moment is, not as qualified, hasn't been as successful coaching an NFL team here in just recent history.
Wasn't a finalist.
Yes, out
wasn't
of nowhere,
even a finalist.
Like that, those. So yes, I think you take the normal, day-to-day Joe Schmo again working a job. If that happened to him, they'd be disappointed. They'd want action too. Wait, I got fired because of one thing here. Now I'm going to be a lead candidate for another job, but I'm not going to get it because I brought to everybody's attention the issue of why I got fired, and then it's an issue throughout the league that their league is recognized as an issue, and everybody that follows the sport knows it's an issue. But you're not going to get this job because how dare you brought that issue up and threw it all in our face? How dare you? How dare you told the truth and really put on a pedestal an issue that we've already put on a lower pedestal and realize there's an issue that needs to be fixed. But how dare you did that and now you don't get the job? I mean, Flores, again, I'm glad he's doing this. I'm at the point now, and I'm glad he's going all in the extra mile here to add this onto the lawsuit. I am. He's in too deep now. There's no turning back now. You got to go for it. And I do think that this scenario here with what happened with the Texans, again, it looks fishy. Period. And he's within his right to take action against something that's wrong within the NFL and still want a job within the NFL and a league. And again, the job itself knows there's an issue with this issue. So I'm glad to see Flores triple down here now and go this way. I really am.
The level of deliberate ignorance that I encounter is stunning to me because people will just throw up as the initial roadblock. Well, they hired a black coach, so he has no claim against the Texans. Folks, it's not about race at this point. It's about retaliating against a troublemaker. I've said the second lawsuit is often better than the first one because the second lawsuit is you did something to me because I sued you the first time. You retaliated against me because you didn't want me around after I chose to hold you accountable for that thing you previously did. And for the Texans, they weren't directly sued the first time, but they're part of the NFL. Brian Flores is going against club oligarch, and that was enough, in the estimation of his lawyers, for him to be shunned by the Texans. And of course the Texans will never admit it. Here's how you prove it. And folks, I handled cases like this for 18 years before I did this full time. And I don't miss it because it's not easy. Because everyone will get on the witness stand and say, no, we didn't hold it against him. So what you have to do is you have to look at documents. You got to find emails. You got to look at text messages. You got to piece together a tapestry of evidence that will cause people to say they're full of crap. They're full of crap. You got to test the evidence. You got to interrogate witnesses. You got to press them on how in the hell a guy who wasn't a finalist became a finalist. How did Lovie Smith, who was not one of the three finalists as they leaked it to multiple members of the media, how did he get the job? He got the job because they knew they couldn't hire Josh McCown post Brian Flores lawsuit, and they wouldn't hire Brian Flores post Brian Flores lawsuit. It's that simple, Chris. It's that simple.
I'm with you.
It's not at this point about whether or not they hired a black head coach. It's about whether or not they didn't hire Flores because he had the audacity to sue.
Right. So, like the email thing, the text message thing, That'll be interesting.
There'll be something. There will be something.
I
there
agree.
will be something there that they can make hay with.
I would think there is. Again, just connecting dots here. Brian Flores came from New England. He was with Nick Caserio a long, long time. That Jack Easterby, of course, was in New England as well. And I believe he crossed paths with Brian Flores for a year or two while they were there. I think he was still Easterby was there when Flores was there before he went to Miami. But either way, there's the connection there, and there's obviously a lot of common people they all know. That to me would be the thing that's going to be interesting. To where, again. Is Caserio, did he ever let anything, be known a little bit behind the scenes? Or is there a text where, oh, man, Brian, I wish you didn't do that with the NFL. This makes the situation hard. I wish you didn't sue them. You've made this hard. I mean, it's just going to take little things like that, and that's going to prove that, this was part of the decision to not go with Brian Flores and go with Lovie Smith, certainly. And, of course, even the way the NFL backed off their initial, this is without merit. I mean, they backed off because they know there's merit. That was a stupid lead comment by the NFL. I mean, merit? What? Of course there's merit here. Are you kidding me? I mean, you've said there's merit here for the last 5 years. So you can't say that now, but that will be an interesting part of this, Mike.
And let me give you a seemingly innocuous area of documents that will definitely be examined and explored. Whatever conversations Easterby, Cal McNair, Nick Caserio had about whittling the field down to 3, if Lovie Smith's name isn't in there, it supports the argument that he was the compromise candidate that they pulled out of thin air so they wouldn't have to hire Brian Flores, when they couldn't hire Josh McCown. It's circumstantial evidence that a good lawyer will have to stand up and eventually prove to a jury, but I think there's going to be enough there. Knowing what I know about this situation and knowing what I know about how cases like this are pursued and proven, I have a feeling there's going to be enough there to prove that Flores wasn't hired in whole or in part because of the decision he made to sue the NFL. One last thing about the Flores lawsuit before we move on to the Washington situation, and this is important. This is going to be lost on a lot of people. I mentioned this on Sunday. I wrote about it yesterday. The NFL loves to try to suck these cases into arbitration, especially when there's a contractual clause, as there is in every head coaching contract, referring to arbitration, any claims that the coach would have, arbitration ultimately decided by who? The commissioner or his representative. The stack is decked, Chris, in the NFL's favor on this, and that's the way they like it.
Is that a good thing, though, to go that route? Does that really look like you're trying to fix the problem and do right?
No, that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. If they're serious about fixing the problem, this is the one time where they'll say, let's let it play out in open court. Let's let a jury of average citizens eventually address this. Let's have a truly independent court resolve the case. And I'm going to be all over them if they try to file a motion to dismiss all or part of the case to force arbitration, because it will show to me that they're not serious about fixing the problem. This is a way for the league office to fix the problem. And if they activate their effort to rig the system, and that's what it is, and I don't know how they've gotten away with it all these years. They want to rig the legal system as to any claims that are made by anyone against them, and they'll bring that arbitration. They tried it with St. Louis. The St. Louis litigation lingered for like 6 years. I think most of it was the fight to try to force the claims to arbitration so they wouldn't be held accountable in open court. For this issue, the problems that the NFL has had with race, it needs to play out in open court, and shame on the NFL. More than shame. Whatever's worse than shame on the NFL if they try to keep it from playing out in open court, Chris.
Yeah, I hear you there. It's not going to look good. It won't. If they go to arbitration, again, I think it's only really, in a lot of ways, going to wake people like you and me up more with this conversation. It's going to get more people in TV, newspaper, whatever, to look at it and go, wait, here's another example of they're not really trying to fix the problem. They're just trying to swipe it under the rug and act like they are. And that will not be a good look. And so that's where it is dicey. I understand, going to court and having a jury and all that's dicey as well. But, man, I don't know. You might upset the masses and people within the NFL more if you try to do the arbitration route.
The other path would be Congress, as long as, frankly, the Democrats are in control. If it swings to the Republicans after the elections coming up in November, good luck getting Congress to go after the NFL on something like this. That's just the way it is. That's the way it went. It's not a political comment. It is a political
most of the league is
of fact.
Most of the league is Republican, and the Republicans, they side with that side more. That is what you're saying, right? I mean, I would say that.
Yes.
Most owners, front office people are definitely on the Republican side of the NFL for sure.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.